Good morning again, welcome everyone and welcome to our webinar Simplify Your SAP Sales Process with Power Platform. Today we are going to take you into the world of Power Platform connecting to SAP and how can you optimize the sales processing that you are normally doing maybe manually, and today we're going to show you how you can do it automatically through Power Platform and also through AI. Which topics we're going to take? We're going to start with a small introduction, challenges with SAP, why Power Platform, and of course, while you're here, we're going to show you the demo, questions, and afterwards give you some ideas to how to start. We're going to start with a small introduction. Now, my name is Jitsi Asma. I'm the Head of Business Development, Digital and AI Solutions within Prodware Netherlands. I'm responsible for a department who is focusing on Power Platform, data and AI. And if you're looking to Power Platform, data and AI, it's always combining to an ERP system because it's always have some master data. When you're looking into that system, it's always quite challenging to get the data out of the systems or connecting different kind of data sources within your ERP system. That is why we are using Power Platform or a similar solution to combine that different kind of solution to get the data out of it, but also get the data in it so that work is getting easier. My colleague Bilal.
Thank you, Jitsi. Hello everyone, my name is Bilal. I'm working as a solution architect for Power Platform team at Prodware. I've been working with Power Platform for more than 10 years now and did a lot of enterprise implementations on Power Platform in Dynamics CE. And I will be walking you through to the demo of the SAP integration with Power Platform, and we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bilal. And indeed, he will come back afterwards. Maybe something small about Prodware, who we are, where we are standing. Prodware is an international company on the IT who is working most likely in Europe. We are located in 14 different kind of countries. On this moment, we have more than 1,800 colleagues throughout Europe and just focusing on the Microsoft stack. So indeed, we are not an SAP company, but we can combine it or connect with SAP. So we can help you on that kind of different kind of scenarios. If you are looking, indeed, we are a Microsoft company. We're doing everything that is Microsoft offering. We can help you with. We can give you some advice, but we can also implement it. We are one of the first partners in the Netherlands that working combining with Microsoft. We are also part of the inner circle of Microsoft. So we are working with the latest technology that are now available of the Microsoft stack. But yes, why you are here? Challenges with SAP. Of course, also SAP has some challenges why you're working on that way. Because business applications are not a financial, because we see that 90% of the companies are using a CRM system. 70% of the customers are using also ERP systems. Okay, that numbers give you an idea. But why is it also good to start maybe with a Power Platform solution? Because all that kind of solutions have the data in it. So a CRM system have the data in a CRM system. ERP system have the data in the ERP. But combining that kind of systems, let's say Salesforce, combine it with SAP can be quite hard. Because maybe there's not a standard connector. If you want to customize it, it will cost you a lot of money. You are depending on certain type of knowledge that you have. So to combine systems a standard way will give you more access to the data that you have internally available in the company to give you more an overview what's happening, but what you can do also. So that is why we choose today for the example of the sales process. Indeed, the challenges. Of course, shadow IT. People are going to customize by their own. So IT is not aware of what is happening in the company. People are going to do it by its own. Scope boundaries, because using SAP tools will only give you an overview about SAP. So not working out of the SAP stack. Resources, if you want to do low code with SAP, what is also a good solution, you're really depending on people who have the SAP knowledge. Within the Power Platform, it's a little bit easier to learn it by yourself in a company. Fusion teams, what is also called. To give people some basic knowledge, how can you maybe make an app or maybe make a flow that is connecting to your different kind of data sources. And of course, wising TCO. Because if you do something customization, it will cost you a lot of money. If you do a migration to a different kind of system or an update, you still need to work or update the customization. So again, need to invest in quite some costly consultants or writing the code again. But what are the consequences if you don't do it? Indirect data. Let's say because ERP is just one system. If you are an organization or a bigger organization, you have multiple systems that maybe need to combine with your SAP or maybe a different kind of ERP system that you're using. If those data is not connecting to your ERP system or your other data source, then you are not in control. You have a data silhouette. So what is happening in my organization? How can we combine the data? How can we get grip on our data and let the data work for us and not work for the data? Inefficient process. Yeah, it's already saying. If you don't use it on the right way, you're also not working on the right way. And indeed, increase cost. Because, yeah, do customization is not saving money. It will cost you money. Why Power Platform? But just let's start, well, what is Power Platform? Power Platform is one of the low-code solutions of Microsoft, one of the Microsoft stacks. But what is in it? Now, we have Copilot Studio. I think everyone is now know the hot topic about Copilot. We have different kind of Copilots. I think one of the Copilots for productivity is Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's just working in your Microsoft 365 sweet spot. So only working in Outlook, PowerPoint and Word. If you look into Copilot Studio, you can use it to customization and create Copilots. So it will give you access to define your own AI Copilot or AI agents, how you will call it. Of course, also with the new hot topic, agents. Agents, or the Copilot is the UI for the agents. So also over here you can create agents that can work directly in the different kind of data sources. Power Apps is for internal use. So let's say you can use a Power App to show all the sales invoices that are created and which one is directly going to the SAP system, but which one is also rejected. So maybe you have a fault or the number is not correct or the line items numbers are not as you discussed maybe with your customer, that you can use, for example, in a Power App. Power Automate, process optimization. So process flows, to use it as a flow. Power BI is for dashboarding. So you will create it. If it's the data, just show the data, what is happening in. Power Pages, I think the one that you also can use to your customers, because Power Pages is like a customer portal or an internal portal to give access to the data that can be showed to your customers. So let's say that you can use Power Pages to create a quote in that customers can automatically ask for a quote in a portal so that your salespeople can focus on the things that they really need to do. Underneath we have the level of what also is really useful, because the data connectors is indeed to connect the different kind of data sources and applications that are really available. More than 1,500 data connectors are standard available. AI Builder is an example of recognition of numbers, pictures, and etc. That is why we use the AI Builder. Dataverse is the heart of the application to show you all the data, where all the data is going. So it's the data layer of the Power Platform. PowerFX is the writing code of the Power Platform, and managed environments is indeed the environments how you can manage the different kind of things that are available in it. But how does that look in the SAP environment, or combine it with an ERP system? Because now we just show SAP, but if you are a customer that is using a different kind of ERP system, it's similar. let's say that your ERP system is the core of your company. So all the data that's happening is really into the core. It's a technology platform, so you combine it with different kinds of supply chain, project operations, CRM, etc. If you want to go out of it and get in the line of businesses, then we can use Power Platform. So it's like a central application into your company, the IT environment. And we can connect it to the different kind of API systems or enterprise systems that are available on the market, but also internally. So let's say we see a lot of companies using Salesforce, Oracle NetSuite, Zendesk, CRM Dynamic Sales, for example. We can combine it with this kind of solutions. The easy way is Power Platform, you use it in your line of business. So the business user of your organization can use this application. So it will also save some cost and also save some time on that moment. Yeah, now the most interesting point, because we're going to the demo. Bilal.
Yeah, thank you, Jitse. So, hello everyone. Time for some interesting part now. Enough with the theories. Let's start. Before we actually go into the demo, I would just like to briefly highlight some of the methods that are available to connect SAP with Power Platform. We have the default connectors available from Microsoft in Power Automate, SAP OData connector, SAP ERP connector, and we have something called HTTP request, which is just a common connector in Power Platform, and we can use that to call certain APIs, and one of the APIs could also be SAP. Then we have seen in past some companies, they don't prefer to connect to their SAP environment directly using APIs. Yeah, we say then, okay, there is also an offline solution or a desktop solution. We use Power Automate Desktop for it, and Power Automate Desktop basically just replicates a human behavior. So it follows certain steps that you can configure. And for example, if your salespeople or if your SAP users are creating a lot of records by copying it from Excel and putting it on SAP, like a lot of repetitive steps, we can configure it with Power Automate Desktop, and it can save a lot of time. Then we will also look into the Copilots, of course, a very hot topic nowadays with agents, and how agents can connect to SAP and how they can help a normal person, a normal SAP user in his day-to-day operations. Now, this demo is specifically, let's say, made for a sales scenario, but it doesn't matter what record you are creating. It could be a purchase order, it could be a sales order, it could be any record in SAP. If you have some processes that okay, this is something that's taking too much time, it doesn't matter what record or what type of record it is in SAP, we can configure it, we can automate it. Let's start with our first demo. This is about using a Power Automate Cloud Flow to create a sales order in SAP. The use case is you get some sales orders, a list of sales order. It could be in a document, in a PDF or a Word document, sent to a shared mailbox. And that mailbox will be constantly monitored by Power Automate. So it will be reading those emails and attachments. We'll use something called AI Builder to extract some information from the documents. AI Builder is, let's say, an AI tool from Microsoft that facilitates reading the document. So you don't have to configure the OCR logic yourself. It's a very good tool, quite accurate. We can train it with a lot of documents. So if you are getting documents in multiple formats from multiple vendors, from suppliers, it doesn't matter. We can train all those documents to the model, and it will, once it's trained, it will give you the results, extract the information, and we can also see the accuracy of the result extraction and those kind of things. So if AI Builder could not, let's say, read or the accuracy model or accuracy is not sufficient enough, we can always also redirect it to a manual route so that someone review that extracted information and then process it in SAP. So the flow will be an email is sent with an attachment to a mailbox. AI Builder will read that, extract the information. It will call SAP APIs to create a sales order, and in the end we will get a sales order number, and we can send it in a Teams to someone. We can also send an automatic email to the person who sent the email. So it's all automated, and you will see that how much time it can actually save in these kind of manual operations. So let's get into the demo. This is the cloud flow that we have. As you can see, we will create a record or sales order in S4HANA, SAP S4HANA. We have the trigger when a new email arrives. We loop through the email attachment. We create those files in the SharePoint. We get the file content. We pass that file content to the AI Builder. This is where all the information will be extracted. We'll run a child flow which will create a sales order in SAP. I could show you also the child flow here. So as you can see, it's being called from a parent flow. We will call an HTTP request to SAP. We'll parse some data. We'll compose some variables based on the information extracted from AI Builder. You can see in this case we are using purchase order by customer purchase date, or could be any other information that's important in the document. You can configure it, and then we will pass the response to the parent flow. Once it is done, we can post a message in the Teams chat, and we can also reply to the person or the sender of the email. Let's see. So we'll go into the email. We'll try to compose an email with an attachment. We have, let's say, configured a mailbox here, and this is our attachment. I could show you the contents of it. Yeah, you can see we have a purchase order number here, date, some materials, and the quantities. Okay, let's send that email. And this is the inbox that we are monitoring with Power Automate. You can see, I got an email, and our flow should be triggered now anytime. Let's refresh. Yeah, it can take a couple of minutes because it is monitoring the mailbox, and then it is putting in the SharePoint. Yeah, okay, there you go. We have it running. Now the flow will basically follow all the steps that we have. The email was arrived. We are going to put it in the SharePoint, extract the file information, and then we are going to run the AI Builder model. Now the AI Builder should call this flow. Once it's done, let's see, we should have it. Yeah, there it go. It ran the flow, passed all the information, and then called SAP APIs, and it created a SAP sales order. We can see in the response, you can see the sales order type, purchase order, which we extracted from the customer document. And in one of the output parameters would also be here the SAP order number. Let's see that. All right, yeah, you see here 5490, that was the SAP sales order number that it created. And let's go and check in the Teams now. Yeah, there you go. You see a new notification in the Teams. You can configure it to go to anyone or in a specific channel, and it says that new order in SAP was registered and the order number is this. Let's try to find that order number in SAP now. 5490, we do that, and you can see all the extracted information from the customer is here. Customer reference date, materials, and an automated email should also be sent to the customer or the original sender with the reference, his reference number that he mentioned in the document, and also in our old sales order SAP ID, so they can always come to you and refer. So this was the scenario of creating in SAP some records based on a document. Now, like I said, you could think of a lot of scenarios. It does not have to be sales order. It can be any record that we want. All right, let's go into the next demo now. This is about creating the same sales order in SAP, but using desktop flow. Desktop flow does not involve any APIs. It does not connect to your SAP backend. So if you are worried, you don't want to expose your SAP core or your integration layer or your API layer to external system, it's totally fine. We can do it in a desktop flow. And it can also do the exact same thing that we were doing in the cloud flow. So the flow is almost the same, except that in this case, instead of calling SAP APIs, we will call a desktop flow that will perform all the operations. Let's get right into it. So again, we start with an email. We attach the attachment there. If I could show you the content of the attachment, this is almost the same document. You see the reference here on the top. We see the date the customer mentioned. We have the details from customer, so performance spike, and we have some quantities and the materials. Let's send this email to the mailbox. And now we will open our desktop flow or the cloud flow, which is again monitoring the same email inbox. Let's wait for a couple of seconds before it triggers. It's following the same process, extracting the file, putting it in a SharePoint, and then passing it to the AI builder model. All right, it should trigger any minute now. Let's see. This is our desktop environment where we have the Power Automate desktop installed and also an SAP S/4HANA GUI installed. Now you see the flow was triggered. We will wait for now it to process the information in AI in the document using AI Builder, and as soon as it is processed, it will start SAP. There you go. So SAP GUI was started. It will log in using the credentials that you provided. Fill in the username, password, fill in some shortcuts, and you see how quick it was that you were not able to see because it's a desktop flow. It follows all the repetitive steps that you mentioned, and it is quite fast. And in the bottom, you can see that this was the order, sales order ID that it created in SAP. Now, as in the previous demo, this could be posted to a Teams channel. This could be sent to a customer or a sender of the email automatically. And you can do further operations on top of it. So this was the demo of doing it by cloud flow, by a desktop flow. And like I said, scenarios can be, possibilities are endless. You can do a lot of things with it. Now, let's jump into the last topic, which is how Copilot Agents can help you with your SAP operations. It's a very powerful tool for Microsoft. It's constantly evolving, and there is a lot that it can do. So you can think about scenarios. We can also help you in those scenarios which you are taking too much manual effort, or which are quite repetitive, and even a Copilot can also help you in those scenarios. In this demo, what we will see, how Copilot can enable faster product searches. You don't have to open SAP and go and search for the products. We all know how difficult it is to navigate to in SAP, especially for a common person. You can do a lot of things by just staying in the Teams. You don't have to open SAP, you don't have to fill in all the 20 different fields that are always going to be the same, and how you can just do it in a chat experience by staying it in a Teams interface. So we'll search for products and we'll try to order products in the Teams. Let's start. So this is my SAP chat assistant. We have a bot, and I will ask, give me a list of all the coffee products that we have. And it mentioned that, these are some of the coffee products that I found. what's the price, what's the item number, and I will ask, okay, do we sell any specific product or specific coffee? And he says, yeah, we do, and the item number is this and the price is this. I say, okay, that's great, can we order one? And I mention the quantities. Yeah, can I order 5 please? It says, yeah, okay, sure, I can order, please confirm. This is all configured, so you can change the whole flow to yourself. And I say, okay, I confirm. As soon as I confirm, now it will go run some background operations, and it will create an SAP order for you. Let's open that SAP order. Yeah, you see it added the latte glass with the 5 quantities in SAP with just few commands, and it even took less time than you will have to do it by SAP interface. So that's how Copilot agents can also help you. It's not just about retrieving information, it's also that Copilot agents can also take actions, like it created an order itself. So like I said, possibilities are endless. You just have to think about the scenarios where Power Platform can help. Yeah, and then with this, we are end of the demos. If there are any questions, put it in the Teams chat and we will answer it at the end of the webinar. I would like to welcome Jitse again now.
Thank you, Bilal. It was interesting indeed to see what is indeed always possible with this topic. Oh, now going a little bit too fast. Yeah, but what are the benefits if you are optimizing your sales process? And why is it good to start with? The first one is faster development and lower cost. Because building a Power Platform will give you more speed to develop certain kind of apps or flows. Most likely it is 70% faster than a traditional development with SAP. So I think that is already a first good thing to start with. But also seamless integration across systems. Because Power Platform or Microsoft offers more than 1,500 standard connectors that are available. And if there not is a connector available, then we can use a standard API. So 99% of the times we can connect with a system. Also if it's a legacy system. So if you are still using an on-prem system, then most likely we can connect with it. And we can use a flow or maybe an RPA flow to combine the data, get it out and put it in a system that you want. And indeed, Fusion teams can also use it. So your organization, business and IT can work more together. So 10% more using internally. So people will be more productive by even using Power Platform internal in your organization. So these are already some big plus points to start with and already starting now in this moment. I think a good thing to mention, and we're looking to Bilal, is that we are now just seeing sales process, but it's about a contract or a document that you have. So only a sales process is just one thing. You can also use orders, or we can use a document, or we can use a legal document. Every type of document that you have in your organization, we can use it within Power Platform. So doing things manually in 2025 is not an option anymore, if you're asking me. To do it automatically and using Power Platform as a tool, or maybe agents or AI, that is a way to go in 2025 to really optimize your process internally. Questions? Then I look a little bit further. Bilal.
All right. Time for some questions. I see one question that if we could show some more details about the AI builder and how it is extracted. So it's basically an AI builder or an AI tool available in Power Platform. You give some input documents as a training model. You specify some information in the document. Okay, these are the areas, or look for these keywords, and I want to extract the information in that keyword. The more documents you give, the more accurate the model becomes in the different formats, in different keywords, and you can test it again and again with the multiple documents in it. It's quite easy. You don't have to write any code or anything. It's all in the user interface, and the accuracy is also calculated from Microsoft. That okay, you can also configure certain conditions that if an accuracy is above 90%, only then I want my automations to run. Otherwise, I would like it to be redirected to a person or a support agent or something. Yeah. So.
Maybe I got a question for you, Bilal.
Yeah.
Does it save, because often when I am in conversation with a customer, with a prospect, they're raising up, but it's an actual licensing. And sometimes, because I think what we just showed also is that you don't have to log in directly into SAP. So will it save also some licensing?
Yeah, it could save some licenses. It depends on the scenario that you want to use. If you don't want a lot of people in SAP and you say, okay, there should be just one user performing some operations like a system administrator or something, then it can save you the cost of SAP licenses. And just don't think about the licenses, also think about the value it will add, because it is not just about creating some records in SAP. Like Jutse showed you earlier in the slides, it can also open you the possibilities to connect to all the external systems like Salesforce, Dynamics CRM, Oracle, any other CRM or any other system that you don't want directly to integrate to your SAP. So put your Power Platform layer in between. Keep your SAP core clean, connect to all the other applications staying within Power Platform. And you can all do it with very minimum effort. It's all low code. Yeah, of course, if there are more complex integrations, we have to do a bit of code. But again, your code stays clean. All the integration becomes useful and usable from the available connectors that are there from Microsoft. So.
I think that's a good one.
It's more about also value, and to be honest, Power Platform is much cheaper than SAP. You should not worry about licenses, I think.
No, indeed. And I think it will give you also more efficiency in your organization, of course, because you don't have to do manual work anymore, and maybe less faults, because putting all the sales orders in, we are people, so of course it's normal to make some faults, and we are minimum to do on certain things to do on a day. And this is IT, and it's quite easier to do more volume in a shorter time.
Yeah, indeed. And it's also more and more we've seen from SAP implementations or in projects that they want to keep their core clean. So your code stays clean, and you get extra added value from the Power Platform.
Indeed. But then a big question, how you can start. That is, I think, also a good example.
There.
I think how to start, of course, is for every organization is different. But if we are looking, I think it's 3 steps. Start small. So let's see where are the quick wins in your organization. And let's see a different kind of department. So maybe sales, maybe finance, HR, IT. A lot of departments in your organization have processes that can be optimized. And if you don't know how to do it or to find the use cases, we can help you. We are experienced on that part to support your organization, to help you define use cases and to see, what is really a roadmap, how you can implement it with Power Platform together with SAP. And of course, build a pilot. To create and gain support in your organization, start small with a pilot. So get a few people, get some champions that are really into this part, to give them some support and starting to see the value of the product that we have. And of course, skill and governance. Because if you just start it and afterwards you want to do multiple projects in it, so multiple processes that it can be automatically. And as the IT organization, you want to have governance. So a center of excellence will be helpful in the organization to give you the knowledge, but also give you the feeling that you are in control of the IT solutions that you have. So Prodware can help you in other parts. If you are looking into get started but don't know how to start, yeah, please feel free to contact me or contact Bilal, of course, so that we can help you but also advise you to how you get started, but also what is the business case that you can create internally. Because indeed, it's not about saving licensing, it's about creating a business case to make your work a little bit easier, but also your life a little bit easier, to also immediately save some time, what is also already going to save some cost. We are coming to an end already. So everyone that was here, we want to thank you. Thank you for your time and be an attendee in our webinar. Hopefully we see you next time with a new webinar. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Bilal or me, and we are willing to help you.
Yeah, and if there are any other questions, yeah, just feel free to send an email to Jitsai or reach out to me, and we'll be happy to answer you.
Indeed.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone.
And have a nice day.
Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.